Flosstube. Welcome to this video. My name is Anna and I'm here to talk about cross stitch. Today is Saturday, May 3rd. It's been a couple months since I've given an update, so I have a lot of projects to show you and I don't have any notes and I don't have any particular plans for doing a life update at the end. I'm just going to start with showing you what I worked on and we'll see how the video goes. I have been out working in the yard all morning. Ethan has been helping me pull weeds. He likes to take the weeds one at a time by the root and puts them into his trash can. So he's a big helper in that way, and I feel like I actually get a lot done when he's sweeping up behind me picking up the weeds. But I'm covered in bug spray and sunscreen, and I thought about getting cleaned up before recording the video, but there's a neighbor down the street from us who has a bed of irises that are really crowded, and she said I could come dig up some of them to put in my yard, so I'm gonna do that this afternoon, hopefully. We'll see. We're kind of not connecting on text, but anyway, the point is I'm still gross, and I hope that's okay because I have a few minutes here to give you an update. So I last gave an update at the end of February, and since then I have worked on several whips. I had a start and a finish, and I also finally fully finished an old project that I had. So I will start with the whips and then I'll show you my start and finish. So the first one I'll show you is my stocking by Dimensions. It's this snowman gathering stocking. And for this one I'm stitching around the outside of the stocking. And then, oh, you can see all my stuff. And my goal this year is to make it around another time. So I actually did stitch all the way around and it lined up on this side. That doesn't mean there could be a mistake in here somewhere, but it matched up when I made it around. So let me show you where that's at. This one I actually took with me on our trip to Santa Fe back in March. I took something else with us on linen and the road was just so rocky that I'm glad I brought this as a backup project. So I got a lot of work on it then, and then it has snowed here a few times since I last saw you, so it made a lot of progress. And it actually snowed when we were in Santa Fe, New Mexico, so I was glad that I had my snow day project with me. But there it is. I think last time I was over here, and I think I might have started in the sky, or maybe I was still down here, but I made it all the way up. These are just half stitches. And then I did the ribbon and these jingle bells. There's going to be some back stitching in here to give them more definition. And I made it all the way over to this side of the sky and I started stitching down. And there's like a little red right here in I think it's a ribbon in the snowman's hat. And then I made it all the way down. This is the edge of the snowman's hat there. And then I got back down to the squirrel and I picked up a couple more browns and have been filling in more of the squirrel. So I made it all the way around. I'm not sure how deep into this column I'm going to go, but I'm going to stitch around one more time and pick up some of these missing spots. And then once I make it around again, I don't know, maybe I'll start doing top down. We'll see. But I'm really happy with that progress, and I realize that there's a lot left to stitch in the middle, but seeing the outline makes me feel like the middle is more achievable. And I'll just keep going around for now. So that is my Dimensions stocking. I'm using all of the kit materials, the thread and the fabric that came with it. It's really stiff, but it's fine when I have it in a Q-snap. Yeah, so I feel like that's pretty good progress. Okay. I also worked on, I don't have them in any real order, and it's kind of a big pile over here in a laundry basket. Let's see what this one is. Oh, that's the same one. Okay, I worked on my long dog sampler. This is Before I Sleep. And it's got more of a forest feel than it's not as geometric as some of their other ones. I also think it's probably smaller, but I guess I don't know. 251 by 327. I don't know, but I started over here just at the end of last year, and I'm trying to finish this first page. I did not get there, but I did make some progress. Something behind this. So that is where I got to. So right now there is quite a lot of green and teal, and I was hoping those would be accent colors. So when I come in to start another motif, I'll probably do it in solid brown like this one. I'm just picking colors as I go, and I want the primary color to be brown. But I like it so far, and I really like the floss that I've chosen. So I stitched more of this border. I stitched this, I think I stitched this little tree, the start of this tree, and these two woodpeckers. And then I stitched, the rabbit was already there, but I stitched more of this brown and up and did this part here. So I think that this motif goes into the second page, but I don't know if I'll stop at the page break or if I'll just do the whole thing. But yeah, that's where I've gotten to so far. And this is stitched on a fabric that I had in my stash that I got at like a random estate sale. I want to say it's 25 count. Let's see. Yeah, it's this Zweigert 25 count Dublin linen, raw linen. And it's got a really loose weave to it, like you can really see through it. And I think that that would be a real problem if I was stitching over 2 threads, because then my tension would be really noticeable and it would kind of pull and pucker, and it might be difficult to count. But since I'm going 1 over 1, I don't have those problems, and it's fine to work with. Yeah, I'm happy with that progress, and I feel like my goal for the year of doing that page is still achievable without being stressful. So I'm happy with how far I got, and I'll just keep going on it. Also in here, I have my Rosewood Manor Spring Quakers. I'll have the cover page here. Okay, so Spring Quakers. My goal this year was to stitch 3 motifs, and I got this one, and this one done, and I did almost all of this one here, and I also backstitched some of the words. Okay, I'll show you all of it, and then I'll show you closer where I worked. So this is where this project is at. So you can see I've done the whole top portion of it, and now I'm moving down here. So this time, I think these 2 were already done, and I was working on this one. So I finished this big one. There's a mistake in here, so I can't count off of this flower anymore. I'll have to count off of something else over here. But I think it turned out looking fine. I'll just make sure not to use it to count. And then I also stitched a couple of these words in backstitch. I think I had done this one and this one already, and then I finished this and I stitched this one. It's still missing 2 little dots here, but those colors are in a big motif that is right here, and so I'll just wait and stitch on. I'll pick those 2 stitches up when I stitch that other one in the middle, which will probably be my next move on this. I'm going to say that I have reached my goal for the year on this one, so it might not come out again. Then again, it might. If I'm in the mood, I'll just pull it out and work on it some more. So, yeah, that's Spring Quakers. This is stitched on the called for fabric, just 28 count Valor. Okay, what else did I work on? I hope that I did bring everything over here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I might have missed, but I think I did some more work on the White Owl by Riolis. I'm using the kit thread, but I changed out the fabric on this one. For this one, my goal, I'm just doing like typewriter method across the top, and I'm pretty sure I made more progress on this one, but it was way back, almost right after my last video. So yeah, I think there is more progress here. this is where I got to on this one. So I think that the first two rows are completely filled in, and then I started filling in the third row moving this way, and I think I got it all the way filled in until this section over here. So my goal for this year is to use a typewriter method, and then I think I wanted to get a couple of rows done, but in my notebook I wrote down any progress. So this one might be put away for the year too, but then again, if I'm in the mood to work on it, I'll pull it out and work on it, but it might not make it to my plans anytime soon. But yeah, I really like how this is coming out, and it's gonna get, these rows are gonna get way wider on the next row because the owl's like back starts to come in over this way. So, yeah, that is the white owl. Well, there is another project hidden down in here. I knew there was something else I worked on. I also worked on my Mill Hill buttons and beads kit. I'm doing Luck of the Irish. This is what it will look like. I think this one I'd like to finish this year, but I'm not trying to stress about it. I'm just working on it when I feel like it. So this is where I got to. Oops. I need a reminder. Okay. So it's completely finished. I believe almost down to the halfway point. And then I've been doing both cross stitch and beading down on this bottom half. On my last video, this was my screen grab and my video got flagged for inappropriate content. I think because I only had part of the word luck written out and nothing else. It was just funny that my content got flagged. I'm absolutely sure there's nothing in there that would offend anyone, and anyway, we'll see what happens this time. But I'm enjoying this one. I mentioned last time that it goes pretty quickly because there are only a couple of colors in the whole thing. There's a lot of yellows, and then these little gold, or some of these little gold beads are everywhere. That's the main bead, and actually the only other colors are in these shamrocks, and then this the rainbow has colored beads, but the rest of the beads are this gold bead. Just makes it so you have the same color on your string and you can just go a lot faster than some of these other kits. Okay, so that's my progress on Luck of the Irish. I also had a start and finish since the last time I saw you. I started Petal Pusher Rascals. Let's see if I have the page still. So here is the cover. And it's just a cute small stitch. It did not take me too long to do, but something that really slowed me down, I'll just show it to you and then I'll talk about it. So here it is. Mine all stitched. It's on Water Lily linen. It's a scrap that I got at an estate sale. I think it was $1. And so it just was the right size for this. So yeah, it's so cute and it was pretty simple. And once you got into the pattern, it was pretty easy to keep up with. I do have a mistake over here, but I just put in more carrot and I think it's fine. The thing that was kind of finicky about this is that there were a lot of color changes. So if you're going to stitch this, I'd recommend putting in the rows of soil. And then when you do like this color, you can do it all over the piece, because I was doing like just this carrot and then I didn't want to count out into open space. So I just put that color away. So I was changing my colors a lot and bouncing around a lot. So it took longer than I thought it would, but I think it's really cute and it was really simple overall. So yeah, I bought a frame for No Bees, No Honey, and it's too small. And so I tried to put this in there and it's too big for this. So this does not have a frame yet, but it's just a square. So I need to just get the right size and it'll be a simple one to fully finish. Okay, so that was my start and my finish. I also fully finished, I framed a project I finished a long time ago called Birds and Berries by Prairie Schooler. And I had shown you guys the empty frame for it, and I finally put the birds in the frame. So here it is. See if I can do this without too much glare. It's my Birds and Berries FFO. I do think they're a little tight inside each window, and the whole thing could be bigger for the space that I have for it, but I think it'll work. It doesn't bother me. It's not too tight to bother me, and it's not too small to bother me. So I'm happy with it. I'm glad it's finally framed. I'm going to put this in our half bath on the main floor. We have a lot of dark wood furniture in our living room. I'm just showing you all of my grow lights in the glass. There, that's good. So I'm really happy with this. Looking at it again, I remember how long it took me to stitch these, and I'm just really happy to have something displayed. This is probably like altogether the biggest thing I have ready to display. I have a couple of other finished items that I need to frame, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's got, I need to put a backing on it. I'll show you the back. It's a pretty loose lace job. I didn't trim the fabric, and actually I didn't have, I wanted the card, like the mat behind it to be white, and I didn't have any, and I looked at a bunch of stores around here, and the only one I found was damaged. And so this came with cardboard, and the one side of the cardboard was white, so I just used the cardboard backing, which was not totally planned, but it's fine. And I just need to put like a piece of scrap paper on the back, or maybe around each one, so that these don't get caught on anything. But yep, I'm happy with that. Let's see if I can do it without the lights. Okay, that's all I have for stitching. It's a pretty quick video, but like I said, I don't have any notes to talk about anything else. I do have a giveaway. I picked up this kit a long while back at an estate sale, and I'm trying to shift some of my storage, and so it's just time to part with it. I thought somebody would want to stitch it, and so it's this kit. It's a Russian kit. You can see the image there. It comes with 14 count Aida, so I don't know what kind of detail you're going to get for this picture, but I do really like the blues and the yellows. I think it'll be really fun to stitch. I have things I'd rather stitch. And so I'm going to do this as a giveaway. It's, as far as I can tell, it's unopened. It does has a snap though. It's not sealed. But you can see the fabric and all of the flosses are nice and organized still. Oh, it looks like so much fun. Okay, so if you want to be entered to win this giveaway, then please tell me, I haven't had to choose like a creative writing assignment in a while. I guess tell me what, I've done this prompt before, but I will just do it again. Tell me what you were growing in your garden this year. Like if you're trying something new, especially, just leave it in the comments. And yeah, if you don't grow anything in your garden, tell me you're not going to grow anything, and I will know that you want to be entered in to win this giveaway. So yeah, hopefully somebody can really enjoy that. So as far as life update goes, I did want to give an update about our trip to Santa Fe. I think that will have to wait until we go visit again. It snowed when we were there, and the city is, how to describe it? It's an outdoor city. A lot of the historical sites are the buildings in the city. It's a really old Spanish settlement. And so, when you think of like the oldest capital city in the US, you might be thinking of like Boston, where the English settled, but actually the Spanish settled the Southwest much earlier than that. And you can see that in a city like Santa Fe. And so it is really neat, and I will try to insert some pictures while I'm talking about it. But we were stuck inside for a lot of it because it is a lot of just like shopping and art and walking around the historic sites. But we really enjoyed it, and we will be going back. If you're thinking about visiting Santa Fe, I think visiting Taos is absolutely worth it. We did not go there this time. I went there when I was a teenager, and we plan on taking Ethan when we go back. But I think it's a World Heritage site, and so it's just a really neat way to like a glimpse into the past. But people are still living there, and so it's a really neat place to visit. And I really like Santa Fe, especially if you like Mexican food. I mean, go to Santa Fe. It was awesome. Spicy. It was spicy. It's real Mexican food, so watch out. But we really enjoyed it and had a good time, and hopefully I can have more like solid information for you guys once we do a bigger trip down there. Other than that, I mean, we've just kind of been working, enjoying spring, spending a lot of time running. I'm trying to get back into fitness, and so I have a new like fitness regimen. And one thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to do cardio 3 days a week, and I'm trying to mix it up because I hike and bike and walk, and I used to run. I've not been doing that anymore. I've added in Zumba once a week, and it's kicking my butt. Like, it's really high intensity, and I'm not even doing the high intensity. I'm doing the medium intensity and the short workouts, but it's really keeping me engaged, and you kind of forget that you're exercising when you're just trying to keep up with the instructor. So I've been really enjoying that, and just normal stuff with Ethan. He's fast. He's starting to negotiate a lot more, which has been a challenge for us. He makes a good argument, and it's really hard to stick to what we said when we're like, maybe we are being silly or obstinate or stubborn, and you have a good point, kid. You can't give in all the time, but it happens sometimes. Anyway, I'm just rambling because I didn't make any notes and didn't really even reflect on what I wanted to say, so I'm gonna go. I'm hoping to be back in another month to show you what I worked on, mostly because it's easier to give an update if I do it regularly. I forget about things that happened 2 months ago. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying spring and you're getting out and getting some sunshine, and also, getting some stitching done. So I'll see you next time. Happy stitching. Bye.